What is up, my dudes? This is TJ Inc., aka Patrice, aka Tracy, whatever you want to call me. I'm playing the Stanley Parable here. Again, I finally made it past that little part. I didn't realize that I had to, once I saw everything, to go up the stairs, not restart the game. As I said, when I used to play this, I was absolutely inebriated. So, for me, I genuinely have no idea how I would play it. So, and there's so many endings. I just looked them up. I didn't figure out how to get to them, but there's a lot of endings that I'd like to try to experience, which is cool, which is completely cool. Hold on, heating me and my kid up some more. That divine time from last night, baby. Alright. Hello, baby. How you doing? I wish our abuelita could hear us quoting her quotes. I think she would have a good laugh at us. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna get off the damn thing. There we go. I'm gonna heat us up some of that delicioso stuff that was made. Love and joy. What the heck? Alright. Alright, so basically, the narrator took everything that we were experiencing in his room of choice and basically incorporated it into this new version, I guess. And we're gonna experience it together.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Does that mean every time he talks? Where's my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I found out about one ending. They said you have to look at specific computers, so that's what I'm gonna do next.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bucket! Give me.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh, okay. I don't see, We're gonna walk through the
Stanley
normal
clutched the
way.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Because I want to hear how he, like...
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more
See,
than
because
ever.
now he's mentioned in the
Perhaps
bucket.
his boss's office is where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. No. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I don't think I've experienced anything with said bucket. Thank you, but it's very
Okay,
sweet.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
What he said. Very
All right,
weird.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. But really?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I think. No? I can't find that other one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes, that's the logical explanation.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Hmm? I know. Remember, I was like, I'm gonna whoop you. Because I actually woke up at 2 and had went to sleep at 6. So I was really tired. That's why I slept so long.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Hey!
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I reassured the bucket? I thought the bucket was my reassurance.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Who knows,
These questions
man?
raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over...
Yeah. We went through that part.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
That's true.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
That sounds
Both of them
fun.
wanted to begin watching a
Weird.
movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening?
Hey, what the?
Why had the door stopped?
Hey,
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
hey.
An
Narrator,
unbearable
stop playing with me.
silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. The
No!
facility itself
No!
recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket,
No!
needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
I refuse.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I guess.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I don't know, man. Oh no, man. That was a wild ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I gotta find the next computer. So what do you do now? Wait. Was the bucket not there? Ah.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
There's my bucket. Hi.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We're gonna keep going now.
Still no one was here.
But we're gonna
Stanley
go this
needed
way
the bucket's
first and do
warmth
some
and comfort
defiant.
now more than ever. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Okay, I'm full.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I can
He
tell.
might be fired for that.
Oh, you
And in
got the
such
bell
a
peppers out.
competitive economy,
You're funny.
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought,
Huh? It's gone. I just devoured it. And then there's this left, but this you cannot have.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You see that? Hold on. Hold your horses. What the what?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Bucket.
What could it mean? The
Sorry, Bucket.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Why was that area blue?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find...
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet. Simply
Fine.
because I have no remain...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I just want to see if this is the next computer, honestly. Okay, there's two more. There's dos more. Dos más.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley...
There's one more. Shut up. Okay, one more. Oh! Lovely. Okay, what did that do? Oh! Welcome, Stanley, to heaven! Heaven! Heaven with all the buttons? Oh, wow. It's like Inside Out, but inside Stanley's mind. How long can I stay here forever? Like, that's the question. Like, can I just press all these buttons? Like, what is the point of this area? I love it. Oh, you hear like the very... Sounds almost like... buttons. My ADHD is having a ball right now, man. Whoa. Wow. Do I just... Is that it? Okay, well. There's nothing really going on but buttons. Okay, I'm gonna look this one up because I want to know, like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just sit here pressing buttons until it ends? Let's see. Okay, we're done. We just have to get back to the office. That's all it says, so goodbye to that.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Sorry, narrator. I actually wanted to hear what he was gonna say, but you know. Moving on. Wooden chair. Alright. I don't think I did everything on that
Stanley
end, but we're
clutched the
gonna go
bucket
this way.
tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I refuse.
No,
You're not-
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh! What the heck did I just do? I'm actually scared. Wait. I didn't know if it was there before because I was trying to figure out how to get over here the last time. And when I saw that something was there, I just thought,
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The
oh,
longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
are you telling me this is, whoa, do not tell me, is that Stanley in my ear?
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
I am
Still
scared.
I haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
You cannot tell, is this literally Stanley?
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people
He sounds ludicrous.
will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
I'm scared.
This is my golden ticket.
Okay.
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying
What's
to
that?
get...
What
What's
part?
that?
Demon Slayer
Who's
part?
that?
Yeah. It's at 2, but we didn't get in. We're on the waiting list. So uncool.
Is this the only time that's gonna be out?
I don't know. I have to look into it more. Look up the Washoe County. Look up the Washoe County Library District. Click on their website. This should be the first one. And then I'll tell you how to navigate so you can check out their events. Okay, that was terrifying in every single way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
I'd like
the
to
memo.
try that again without the bucket. Hold on. What the what?
Oh, sorry.
What the what?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Yeah.
just to admire it.
WASHOE.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, library.
That's it?
Stanley was so bad at
Yeah.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I can't remember the rest. Oh, wait. What's that?
Sparks Library, Sierra View Library,
What's this?
South Valley's Library,
Oh, okay. I'll come back for that.
Website.
Let me see. It's this one, library system. You're gonna go to menu, events, and then you choose the date that you want to look at the event. Oops, events. Then you choose your, like, here you go. You go here, you choose whatever date you're interested in. Go for Saturday. Look at the ones on Saturdays and Sundays.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the
Okay,
back and
name
forth
'em.
between
Name,
you
like,
and me,
for
all
today?
the absurd adventures we've
The
been through, and
16th?
it all turns out I'm just a
Okay,
tape
name 'em.
recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where
Oh, that's.
The Demon Slayer party should be on that list too, at 2. The question is,
K-pop Demon Hunter Inspire Application Party.
yep.
2 p.m. Do I click on it?
No, there's no point. I already did all that.
turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
What? Why is it my fault? The end is never the end, 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 is never the
All
end,
of
is
his
never the
co-workers
end,
were
is never the
gone.
end, is
What
never
could it
the end.
mean?
Okay, I
Stanley
can't do
decided
it.
to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked
Come
up
on,
the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again. Not
There's something
truly
else I
alone.
want to do.
Not with the bucket around.
Adults, kids, and
Stanley clutched the bucket
What is that
tightly
one?
to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Oh,
But Stanley had
Wesleyan!
felt the bucket calling to him.
Wesleyan!
telling him that the employee
I don't
lounge
wanna
was
know
simply the
about
place
that.
to be. And here
Oh,
it
why did I go
was.
this
Had
way
the
again?
bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The
Oh.
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
It's
to go back to the
K-pop
meeting
Demon
room.
Hunters is super popular, Wesleyan. Can't believe we've been waitlisted for a party
No,
for kids.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
I want
Now
that.
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and
I'll
he
do this one first,
unthinkingly
and
did
then I'll go
whatever
to
the bucket
that way.
asked.
See what the bucket says.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can...
I didn't listen. I didn't want to hear what he had
This
to say.
is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
I want to do this ending without the bucket now that I know how to get here. Well, hello? What do you do here? Where's the bucket, anyway?
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Give me my bucket.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Ah, there it is.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps
This is getting
if I had the
quite
bucket,
strange.
this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Or yo, what is the question I got for you, narrator? Go back to work, Stanley. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Is there something...
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Was that it? Well, hello? Okay. That was interesting. Don't know why they did that one, but it was interesting. Where's the... Hello? Narrator. Not again. What do I keep... Where's my bucket?
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Are you angry?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah, we're gonna walk through the
And
employee
here it
lounge.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
There's another way to go.
Stanley took the door on his left.
I'll
to
get
go
to that
back
in a
the
minute.
meeting room.
I'm gonna have to go back
No,
this way again.
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go
Don't go
somewhere
to
else.
the meeting room.
The cargo
I wanna
lift.
go that way.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
I
There's
refuse
something
to
up
do that.
there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket
I
was
don't think
speaking
I
to
did
him.
that
It should have
in the
alarmed him, of
apartment
course, because
ending
buckets can't
without
talk.
the
Stanley
bucket,
chose
so that's
not
what
to
I'm
think
gonna do.
about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
What
if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? Wait, what? Hold your horses, buddy.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
One of these are going to be a bucket. I'm going to stay pressing the green button until one of them...
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I want it to be.
What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about that, narrator. I'm sorry. I'll make sure to get it right next time.
Is this a bucket?
Yes, because I wanted to.
Correct.
Aw.
This is a bucket.
Oh, now it's a bucket, but when I said it the first time, it wasn't a bucket. You know what?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? It would not have mattered what I clicked.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Very pretty in here. Like the colors everywhere.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No, nothing is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Do you know? Do I know what a bucket is? No.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No. No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes!
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if
Yeah.
you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Tres leches. You're not my daddy. Everything's a bucket now. But I really
How
want...
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more
have a
careful
balloon?
with time from now on.
I really want a balloon. I want to walk around with a balloon in a bucket. Hold your horses. I'll come back to you later. I want to do the apartment ending without the bucket, because I don't think I did that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
I
open
unplugged it.
door on his left.
And I never went back. Excuse me.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I want
Look,
that
Stanley, I
highlighted
think
thing
perhaps
over
we've
there.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Who is she? Okay. So, this is not...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
What?
I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
There's no fucking way. That just made me... And she sounded not normal to me, but I didn't think in my head that the narrator would be so mean as to do... And then he laughs? There's absolute... Oh my God!
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
I'm very upset.
You actually think you have...
I am defying every single thing that you say for the remainder. I've been doing that anyway, but now it's
a
personal.
loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Excuse me!
Let me show you what's really going on here.
I refuse. I refuse.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, you jerk! You jerk! You! I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there. And I dang it! Stupid guy.
This is a very
Stupid
sad
mannequin.
story about the death of a man named
Chair in the
Stanley.
corner table.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
I farted,
One might
excuse
even
me.
feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Felt good too.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, Everyone in the building
Wait,
had
what
suddenly
is happening?
vanished off the face of the
I'm
earth.
confused.
The
Wasn't there
thought
wait.
excited him terribly.
I am always
So
confused.
he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I should not have done this one.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it
Mannequin
would
lady,
never
I'm
end,
really
that he
scared.
might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality,
My
all he's
mannequin.
doing is pushing the same
I was
buttons
getting
he
attached
always
to that
has.
lady.
Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Was I pushing buttons, or was... At this point, this game has confused me so much that I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, huh? I don't know about this area. Bucket. My bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. And Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I'm
But
gonna go to
Stanley
the
had
door
felt
off to the
bucket
left of that
calling
other
to him,
room.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I was staring at this the whole time, so...
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the
You see, your
hell?
friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
I don't remember
it's
doing this one.
bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh. I don't know about that
Now,
music.
this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then.
Is that
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I won't.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
No.
it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead
No.
now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No.
And then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No. No. Nope.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
I
So I can hear you
refuse,
saying,
narrator.
how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What
I don't
other
care what
object
you
in this
say,
game
narrator.
do you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ha! He thought he ate with that. Left no crumbs. But you did. You left a few. Matter of fact,
Bucket Destroyer.
could...
My prized creation. You had so much
Your
potential.
prized creation,
We were going
I
to
thought-
do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Stupid bucket destroyer trying to destroy my buckets. My bucket, you bastard. Okay. Okay. Kind of want to do that ending without the bucket. See what... Hello?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers...
Excuse me, bucket. I'll be back for you, babe.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. And
Yeah,
Stanley
yeah.
knew it
We've heard
perfectly
you say
well.
this a million
Perhaps he wanted to
bazillion
stop by the
times.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We're gonna go through the employee
here it
round. You
was,
already know
the
it,
lounge.
brotherin.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What is that room without the bucket?
And so he
Is the
detoured
question.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What is this area without...
But
step?
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Okay, I've done this one. Okay,
From here, it's,
I've done this one. Bye.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What are you saying to me? Come
A
on,
good
bucket.
bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
No, you just said somebody following me, and then you gonna sit here and talk about the bucket like we okay with all that?
Stanley clutched the bucket
I think
tightly
there's
to
more
his
on that
chest
side, but I
and
want to
entered
just
the door on his left.
make sure that I did everything on this side. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. What are these? And how do I grab them? Okay. Do I click on it?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley.
I have
God
to
knows
click
I
on it.
tried.
I gotta go.
So, I
have to find
implore you to
these.
savor each and every moment you come across one of these
What?
beautiful figurines.
I want to find these. Crazy baby. What happens with the elevator if, like... No, I don't want to do it. I feel like it's going to be the same. We're going to go down that other hallway. I think there's many more choices here.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What
At
did
first, Stanley
just
assumed
do?
he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute
white.
just to drink it all in?
It's
Okay,
white.
I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
You're not
Any
my
of these
dad.
points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
I'm upset
I'm
at you, so I
enjoying what
refuse.
seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley,
Sweet God.
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What
Gangly?
Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
I love you. So, kind of vibing with this, so just like hang in there, pals. Okay. I guess that's it, right? Okay. Don't
All
think
of
I
his
should go back
co-workers were
that
gone.
way.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Was that always there?
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well,
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Whee!
Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
I didn't
So
know
he
that
threw
would
himself
change
to his
dialogue.
death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket, 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 bucket. I keep missing the bucket. Hold on.
The
Bucket.
bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
It is
Was
not
there-
the place to be,
Never mind.
baby.
The bucket was wrong.
Yes, yes, it was.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the
done this one.
maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay. Warehouse access planned. Produce one plank to allow case of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. What? We need more planks. What? Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit. A large room, lots of boxes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. Gotta collect them all. Five there be, just take it from me. LOL, looks like 427. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. So there's 3 more things that I would really like to do that's on that list there. Who are you? 666 LOL. No, that's not funny. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Want to go home? I want them so much. Stop kidding yourselves. Lies. There will be an award for finding them all. Will there be an award for finding them all? Are you telling me that there's an award? Trust the Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, TBH. Weird spinning figurines. Ideas. What do they want? Okay. What we know, small floating items have appeared off. Yeah, who's taking the pictures of them and how are they floating? Red room? Thank you, good luck. Red room.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom
Fine!
closet, simply because I have no remaining stick. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Red room. Red
I'm going back to
room!
the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Figlies!
What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Red room. I don't remember. I'm assuming this would have been the stairs. There was one in the bathroom. I grabbed that one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I can never remember the dang office door code. The office code. It drives me insane.
By the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now, we have them all.
Okay.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's so many more endings, and I've only scratched the surface. That's what's driving me crazy.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Why did I stop like that? That was insane. Wondering.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You are really not my dad. Red. Me and my bucket, we're together. If we're gonna be crushed,
As the
it'll
machine
be
whirled
us
into motion and Stanley and the bucket
together.
inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
You really gonna let me? Okay.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
Oh.
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
I could have sworn that I actually died the last time. I was crushed. Oh no, okay, the
It was
Stanley
a shame,
Parable.
the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Welcome you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really know. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what what may be challenging about the information in the exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Well, me personally, I'm a big fan of ignorance and darkness. Just my thing.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and claim it for his
That is not what was there before.
own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can
I do
you
love this
see that
picture.
the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets. That is not 25. That is not 25. But okay. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera, the photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Because these buckets are so elusive and so extreme and so insane. What in the actual hell? A bucket with two handles. The bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Okay. Interesting enough. Wow! The first ever bucket, I'm assuming, Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. I want to go where the pictures are, so. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies, holes, rest and relaxation during something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress, the level of water in the bucket. The stress bucket, presented without commentary. Are you good?
I'm bored.
Hi, bored. I'm mom.
No! Physically.
Put this on your ears. Talk to my people. You gotta talk. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical use of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The bucket.
This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity.
I love the buckets. Oh, what happened?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
What's gonna happen?
How strong are they?
Not so
Is he now in a new parable? How many?
All of his
Balloons.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed...
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very
Then why
lucky
can't he
indeed.
see his legs? If
Left or
he's
right?
So lucky.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, I mean left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
The choice is either listen to the narrator or do your own thing.
I want to
And here
listen
it
to the
was.
narrator.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought
Okay,
to himself.
here you
Yes,
go.
perhaps
Listen
it
to the
truly
narrator.
was.
Follow what the narrator
How
says to do.
insightful the bucket
Huh?
turned out to
Follow what the
be.
narrator. If you're either gonna follow what the narrator says to do or do your own thing.
Okay, I'm going to follow what the narrator does.
No, never mind.
Hello,
The
everybody.
bucket was wrong. Stanley
did
took
I
the door on his
go?
left to go back to the meeting room.
You turn
This
your
door?
side with- Yeah.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Which I don't want to. Okay, I want to listen.
Do
The
whatever you want to play. What's on
The opposite door? This one?
You press X when you want to touch something. Try to touch it.
What?
It's still locked. I just wanted you to know that.
It sounds like he's tapping on the bucket. What's happening out there?
I don't know.
Meeting room.
We gotta find all the figurines. We only have one more left.
Figurines?
Uh-huh.
Are they real figurines or are they on the picture?
They're figurines that float.
Floating figurines?
Yeah. You gotta
Trust
go
the completion.
completionist.
Completionist instincts. What is this?
That's the figurine we're looking for. We have one more left. We have to find.
We have to find one more fig leaf?
Oh wait, go back.
Oh.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee
Stickers?
we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no
Probably.
stickers.
Well, give me some stickers. That's what I want, a sticker.
I should
Oh.
have you play this on your account.
Huh?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
Play this on my
upstairs to the
account?
boss's office.
He said go up the stairs. You said you were gonna listen to the narrator.
I didn't. He should have said that before I started going downstairs. I was about to.
Yeah. Yeah, the door's closed behind you.
Why?
I don't know. 2845.
Stepping into his
I know.
manager's office, Stanley was once again
Or
stunned
don't
to
even
discover
press the
not an
button.
indication of any human life.
It was on the
Crushed by the
wall.
weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire.
2
if
for
not
what?
the soothing presence of the
2845.
bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes, I
Yes,
love bucket.
This is certainly the most
how did I-
logical explanation.
How did I know? Wait, where am I?
There's an elevator to the left. Yep.
I don't like this elevator. It's kind of scary.
There's nothing scary in this game.
What if that elevator gets stuck?
That'll be the scariest part of the whole game.
Then after
You
it
can
gets...
go back up.
Yeah, but I don't want the spark.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead
Don't
through the
scare me
large
like
door
that,
that read,
narrator.
Mind Control Facility.
But what if I don't want to go there? Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that, but of course, Stanley and the Bucket thought...
Nope. It's death for Stanley and the Bucket.
Right when you said, of course, Stanley and the Bucket thought better, I went back in. Ooh, button.
The lights rose on an
Stop
enormous
with the
room packed with
sparks.
television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
You mean TV
Stanley and the
screens, not
Bucket both
television
wondered to
screens?
themselves.
Even though television is the right word
You
for
want to trade
TV.
spots so you can sit directly in front of the TV? Come on, trade.
My eyes keep watering
Okay.
because I'm tired.
You can take a nap if you want.
I don't want to take a nap. Wait, what do I do? Oh. What? Can you pause this real quick?
You press this button.
Like always. I'm gonna get my robe because
It's kind of cold. It's working again, ain't it?
Yeah.
It just was too hot.
I woke up cold three times in a row.
Me too. When I woke up this morning, I was trying to find my blanket, but I couldn't find it. So, and it's right there on the bed. I'm silly.
You couldn't find a blanket that was on the bed. Sorry, I also want my slippers.
Girl, you extra cold.
Yeah.
Westland is one of the best gamers we know. So if you guys would also like to see us play anything else, including Fortnite or anything like that, we can definitely get down on that. Because Westland was teaching me how to do the multiplayer on. You can do multiplayer in the same room for Fortnite, right? Or is that Minecraft I'm thinking of? I think it's we can do Minecraft together.
Yeah.
And we can go live.
Without headphones?
Yeah, we have speakers on the controllers, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We have microphones on the controllers.
Okay, I want to finish this. I'll tell you when I get on Minecraft, when I want to get on Minecraft.
Okay. Well,
Do I press this button this
I'm
time?
gonna put the other controller on the charger. Yeah, same button.
Another button. Security camera
The
button?
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the
I
office
do
was
not
being
want your
videotaped,
bucket.
monitored like guinea pigs.
There's a
The
hole.
bucket had never seen
There lies
anything
there
like
lies
this, and
there's
it
a
very
hole
nearly
in the
burst
bucket.
into
There
tears
lies
as
a
Stanley
hole.
cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I remember I was stuck here and I was confused. Fired? Where do I go next? This way?
Yep. Excuse me. Well, fix it. Fix it.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What
I did
kinds
press the
of things
button.
does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's.
It sounds like helicopters.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter.
We should play
His
Toy
one
Story
friend
on
in the
Minecraft
entire
when you're
world.
done.
At this point, he could trust no
First-
one
Survival
except
mode.
for the bucket.
No, first can we do creative so that we could get prepared to dead survival?
No, we gotta do a straight survival. Because I already have, in that first room that we started in on Toy Story, they already have stuff prepared. We
Oh,
just have to go to it.
But
I'll
here
show you
was
where
the
to go
proof.
to.
The heart of
I
the
remember
operation. Controls labeled with emotions,
Facility
happy
tap power.
or sad or
after
content.
we do the Toy
Walking,
Story,
eating,
can we
working,
do
all of it monitored
building?
and commanded from this very
Oh,
place.
you want to build stuff
And as
too?
the cold
Yeah.
reality
Yeah,
of his
but we gotta
past
do it
began to
live
sink
so that we
in,
can make it
Stanley
live.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends,
Okay,
Stanley
you
and the
wanna
bucket,
turn the power
up
on
against
or
the
off?
world. They high-fived in a really
Power on
cool
or off?
way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
No, I'm
But
not
at the last
listening to
second,
you.
the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley
The
gasped
bucket?
in horror.
I
Had he
pressed
seen the
on.
bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the
I
bucket have
chose to
betrayed
turn
him
on
like
the
this?
power.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh, silly birds.
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
There's a phone ringtone in this.
Wesley, you gotta press one of the buttons. Either the birds.
Why is there a phone ringtone?
I don't know, Wes. You gotta choose the bird, or there's another bird button that you can press.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
Ooh.
It was a
No, that's a
facility
duck.
for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over
Wait,
the
I want to
world.
see that one again.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true
Flamingos!
intentions.
The one that we thought was a duck
marveled at the
is a
metal
duck.
genius in his
That
hand.
one is a
The one
swan.
who had pointed him towards
Swans
this
have long
incredible
necks,
discovery.
but it's a baby swan.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because
was
they
a
spent
baby
the rest of their
swan.
lives here in this place,
I knew it
living
was a
through
good
live
idea
streams
too.
of the silliest birds imaginable.
Penguin!
Of all the possible paths
Wait.
his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Hold on. They're just both the same button.
Oh,
Was that an ending?
he kicked you out. I guess so.
Why he kicked me
Because
out?
I guess that was an ending. You found an ending.
A bird ending.
That's so cool. I
Ne-
didn't even do that one yet.
Next time I'm gonna put off